You're now listening to the JCA Sports Podcast on Spotify and Anchor. To the JCA Sports.
What's up, everybody? Sorry for the baby over here. Hold on, I'll be right. Hey guys, sorry about that. Yes, I am back. Big League Chicago here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm by myself, but the guys should be coming on in a little bit. The Bears won. We're talking about the Bears' victory here. 33-14, the Chicago Bears beat the New England Patriots, guys. It was something that we couldn't believe. I think all of us picked the Patriots to win. I think we won it outright, but it is what it is. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Parenting, guys. Parenting, that's for sure. Yes, now. But yeah, guys, the Bears won 33-14 in a dominant effort. That's for sure. Lots to talk about, guys. I want to see your comments on here. I will put the link up here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? It is right here. So join us. I want to know what you guys think. I know it's the struggle. The struggle is real, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. But the link is on here, guys. If you want to comment, if you guys want to join us, what did you guys think? I mean, it was surprising for all of us, right? At least for, well, yeah, pretty much. It was surprising for all of us that the Bears ended up, with the win. Um, dominant, dominant in all three phases. And if you guys did tune in before the pregame show, I think we all picked the Patriots to win. And by landslides. I think I was the only one that had it kind of close, simply because of the points and the money and so on and so forth and this and that. But that's beyond the point. Like I said, I rather lose like that, like the Bears performing and winning, than actually being right. But the truth of the matter is, guys, like it was just a dominant performance from the Bears all around, from the offense, from the defense, even the special teams. They even look good. I mean, Dante Pettis. It was a big step up from Velus Jones. Now I get it; he's a rookie. You guys can say whatever you want about him. The first one was the first one against the Giants. Okay, we'll let that one slide. He did it again. And you can tell that this extra mini bye week from Thursday to Monday, it really helped out the Bears. It really did, and they just came out to perform. Now look, they were up 10-0 on the Patriots. Mac Jones looked pretty crappy. Let's be honest, put it like that. But the Bears took advantage of that situation, scoring a touchdown. Justin Fields on a simple draw, on a simple run by himself, coming in, and a field goal from it. It just, the Bears looked dominant. Then Zappe came in. I think everybody wanted it. And I think just the momentum and the hype and the adrenaline and the whatever the case may be, that the Patriots came back and swung at the Bears and swung a big haymaker and hurt the Bears. It was one of those. It was just, we kind of felt like the feeling of defeat a little too early, in my opinion. I know with the text chains, what I got with the Big League Chicago, with Jose, Rick, John, and Jack, who was all with us earlier today for the pregame. We all said it. We felt like the Patriots were gonna win, and to be honest, it felt like that. The moment Zappy came in, it just felt completely different. It just looked different. I think it was in the text they said, "Oh, it's over now," blah blah. But give kudos and give credit where credit is due from the Chicago Bears and the victory that they had. And no, not the victory, the way they came back into this game, the way that they played and they fought back, answering right away with a field goal. But the Bears came back and they only had, I think it was one punt throughout the game, and they scored in every single possession that they had against the New England Patriots on the road. On this, we all thought it was going to be either the blowout or a close, crappy game simply because of the weather, and it ended up being a perfect, perfect, damn near perfect performance from the Chicago Bears against the New England Patriots. As we bring in my boy CP here into the show, he never fails. I'm glad he's here. The guys Jack and John will be on in a little bit. But as we're talking about the Bears and their victory, their dominant performance, 33-14 victory against the New England Patriots. CP, I know you said in the pregame show that it will be a surprise if the Bears get a touchdown. Well, guess what? They got multiple touchdowns from Herbert, from Justin Fields, and the crew. Bro, were you surprised?
Of course. Okay. Okay. One thing I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start talking shit about the Bears a lot more often. They seem to do this when I talk shit about them. When I have, it's when I have faith in them is when they look horrible. Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. The O line just looked like one of the best O lines I've seen in years, bro. Like they beat up on that Patriots D. They tired them out. They like Montgomery and Herbert just running wild. Who that caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. The only good thing that did come out of this is that I did predict the game to score over 41 and a half points. So I won off that. But I was expecting the Patriots to win 33-14, not the Bears.
Right? I mean, that's what everybody thought. And to be honest, it was one of those situations where it was just weird. We none of us, right? I didn't, you didn't,
Mm-mm.
any of us, you know, um, thought about that this was going to happen. Coming off the bad performance here at home against the Commanders on a Thursday night, we just had basically our head down from the very beginning. Um, but now it just felt like it today just felt different in a way, in the aspect of that the Bears finally had a complete game from start to finish.
Literally came out with straight guts. Fields, like that was by far the most calm I've ever seen him look. I mean, besides the one pick, like I'll give him probably a B plus for that game, maybe an A minus. But like Fields, he was actually protected today for the most part, and that's where they were able to play off it and run the ball with it. Like that caught me off guard. I didn't expect the O line to perform like that at all. That's what I'm looking. I mean, yeah, the defense was great. Patriots, like it was so bad they took Mac Jones out.
You're seeing Zappy throughout the whole entire time, dude.
Yeah, it's like okay, that was gonna make it any better. The Bears just I don't know what happened over those 10 days, but clearly Eberflus must have got into them,
No, for sure.
and whatever they did, I don't know, maybe it was the long break or whatever, but like that looked like a newly refreshed Bears team, like a
It
season
did.
opener or something.
It did. It really did. And you're absolutely right. As you guys are listening to Big League Chicago here on the Star Six Media Facebook page, make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms, Star Six Media on all our social media, guys. We want to know what you guys think. The Bears won 33-14. The link is on here if you guys want to join us and talk about the Bears victory over the New England Patriots. It was just I think what's that one meme that's been popular lately? It's like perfect, absolute perfect to the last minute detail, and that was the Chicago Bears today. In a, let's be honest, the defense kind of set up the trend of a great performance from the first half, and then the offense did their thing. And I think this is what we've been waiting for the Chicago Bears from the very beginning, thinking that with the lack of talent that they had, take advantage of the situation, and the defense showed up to play. But the one thing that was very, very good to see is the complementary part of the Bears offense. Justin Fields had a game. I'm trying to get right now the game notes right here, but it from the way it started, from the rushing touchdown that Justin Fields had to nice down plays in the first half to the interception that he had, that it felt like the game was going to be turned on over, and that's where the Patriots were going to take over and just run with this game.
Literally, my thought process was up. Here we go again.
Here we go again, right? And I think it's just you and then everybody else who's just been traumatized with the situation, how the Bears been playing. We're like, crap, here we go again. But it never went that way at all. It didn't. The moment that that interception, the Bears had scored in every single possession after that, up until the fourth quarter when they finally punted, simply because they were time wasting. This is what we were waiting for, CP. This is what we envisioned, what we wanted from the first game. And it was one of those situations, as we welcome in Jack here on the show. It was one of those situations where it just finally felt like, yes, like finally, guys, like shit. Like, come on, man. Where the hell have you guys been? Jack, how do you feel after this victory, this dominant victory and performance from the Chicago Bears, winning 33-14?
I'm feeling good about it, and yes, you can call us out for being the hater I am. But when you're more depressed about it, and you're a little bit like you set the expectation that they're going to lose, it's that more sweet when they win. So I'll take it any day. I think things started to click. That 1-2 punch of Herbert and Montgomery, it looks legit. As we talked in part one of the pregame of do we deal Montgomery? Do we sell the farm? I don't know. It was a duo that definitely looks strong today. If they can stay healthy, pick up the blocks that they were picking up, and rush for 246 yards, it's going to be a successful team.
Yep.
Add that with some points, and you're going to compete in the National Football League, especially in this year. I mean, it seems like kind of games are a little bit closer. Different teams are on top of the league, so it's kind of just staying and playing 4 quarters of football. It seemed a little concerning for a moment when Zappy came in, but I think they were able to respond well and kind of fight off the momentum that the Patriots had built and kind of come back and play hard in the second half.
No, yeah, definitely, for sure. It just felt this was just a completely different team that stepped onto the field in Foxborough today at Gillette Stadium. We saw the momentum literally shifted the moment that the Patriots got that interception. They all bought up their trade value after this game. And that was one thing that we were talking about at the pregame, how the trade value for these individual players, for sure, that like now this is what you got to do: sell the farm, do this and do that. But to be honest with you, damn, why is this playing? To be honest with you guys, it's these, especially Roquan, because in the text, what I say, oh, look who it is. After the interception from Roquan being there, getting the sack, those are the type of players that you need to keep on this team to build the foundation of the football team. If you really want to have success in the NFL, and if you really want to compete in the NFL, those are the type of players you keep. The biggest difference too in this game was the rushing yards. The Chicago Bears ran for, we thought, at least some of us thought, that the New England Patriots were going to run over the Bears defense, and how bad this defense was on containing the run. It was the other way around. The Patriots ran only for 70 yards, as the Bears, as a team in total, with Fields, Montgomery, and Herbert. I guess you can add Pettis too in there. They ran for 243 yards, 62 apiece for Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery. Montgomery with the only touchdown. And Justin Fields, obviously, he has his rushing touchdowns. He ran for 82 yards. Is this the game plan? The way you set up every single week with the Bears offense, with Justin Fields moving on forward, Jack?
I think it's going to make for a more confident Fields. I mean, you're seeing, as we saw on the rushing touchdown last weekend versus, I think it was Washington. Did he have the rushing touchdown? Or was that the one? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're seeing.
I think you're right. Yeah.
you're seeing that he is a very dangerous runner when he has the ball, and if he's able to get down and avoid the hit, I mean, last year it felt like every time he'd slide, he'd just get nailed in the head. He's starting to be a little bit simpler with the ball. He's getting out of bounds if he needs to. Um, and I think it's opening up more plays for this offense, and it's keeping defenses on their heels. And that's, like I said, it's that's recipes for winning football, without a doubt. I mean, if the defense is scrambling, where we've seen for probably since Cutler, where it really felt like Cutler can actually throw the ball, even though it
Mhm.
was half the time in other teams' hands. You saw that
Let
it
Johnny
was.
get it.
You're seeing that it's a little bit more of a versatile offense, and it's something that's going to keep all defenses on their toes. And then the fact is, they got a game plan to keep Justin in the pocket. Otherwise, he's going to burn guys. And like I said, just a winning recipe. It is what you finally wanted to see. Progress.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is what we've all been begging and pleading and asking. And you think any other word that you could think of for the Chicago Bears and their offense, CP, the winning receipt or the winning recipe for the Chicago Bears was in full detail today. Again, like I said, the Bears ran for 243 yards with a combined between Montgomery Fields and also Khalil Herbert. The passing game, though, it didn't look pretty, right? Or at least what the numbers say here. But it looked efficient, right? There were certain plays that Justin Fields, obviously in third downs, the Bears just dominated in third downs. And I forgot who it was. I think it was Aikman that said if you dominate the third down plays, you're more than likely are going to win the game. Fields
Obviously.
went 13 for 21 for 179 yards, an interception and a touchdown. Complimentary football. I think this is what we all asked. Did the Bears finally got their recipe for maintaining success? I guess that's the right word. Maintaining success for the rest of the games that are coming up in the season.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's just all about playing to your strengths. What are the Bears' strengths? Defense and running the ball.
Yeah.
It's not an air attack and never. Justin Fields is not Justin Herbert. He's not Patrick Mahomes. Like, let's stop trying to force Fields into this game plan where we should think he should throw 25, 30 passes a game. Like, no, you have to play to what your strengths are. We look at the Packers, and that's why they're struggling, because Aaron Rodgers has no weapons around him, yet they expect him to still be Aaron Rodgers and just make these amazing passes when he don't have no receivers. So you play to who you are. You run the ball like that, it opens the game for Justin Fields so much more. Play action, short passes. We don't need 35, 45-yard passes. They'll open up because you're running the ball down people's throats.
Yeah.
But don't force it. Just be who you are. This is how you establish an identity. It looked like the Bears actually had an identity today, which probably is the first time I've seen all year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, about damn time, right? Like that's the main thing. Like, it only took you, 7 games into the season to finally figure out what kind of team are you, or what's your identity. Even though we kind of saw it a little bit here and there in moments, through the first 6 games. But guys, the defense in today's game was basically the story of the game. 3 interceptions, 2 from Zappy, who came in and was electrifying, and just like, if there was a roof, he would have just blew it off the stadium on how exciting the fans were seeing Zappy being 2-0 in the last couple starts that he filled in for Mac Jones, and he came out swinging. And he swung pretty hard, and he hit the Bears hard too as well. 2 big plays for Devontae Parker, and also the touchdown that he got too. They took a big swing, 14-10, when he first came in. But then after that, it looked like everything kind of came back to earth, and the Bears finally did something that we thought Bill Belichick was going to do, and take away almost practically everything. Like, every running game, every running play that they had, 2-3 yards here and there, no run, no gain. Like, everybody was on top of everybody in this game. Like I said, 3 interceptions along that, 1 from Roquan Smith, 2 from each rookie. The Jaquan Brisker one. Holy, that one was great. I don't even know which one was even better. Either Jaquan Brisker's interception, Roquan Smith's interception, even why am I
Kyler
blanking
Gordon.
his name? Oh my God.
Gordon,
the
right?
other one? Oh my god, we're literally just talking about this.
Gordon
Tyler
got
Gordon, thank you. He was the only one with the interception too as well, and it just the Bears apply the pressure from the very get go. It looked like even Mac Jones and Bro Zappi, after a while, they got very uncomfortable, and the Bears made a statement saying that this Bears team is better than what anybody in the National Football. We all thought it was going to be a national disaster, and ended up being a success. To where
But I think we have the right to think it was not just because how horrible the Bears looked against the Commanders, but also how good the Patriots have looked lately. Like
yeah,
the
for
past
sure,
2 weeks, they beat down the Browns. They put up 38 on the Browns, held them to 15. They beat down the Lions, who have scored hella points on everybody, held them scoreless. So we thinking if you could hold the Lions scoreless, who've put up 40 points every game this
exactly,
season, and then you beat down the Browns, who still have weapons even without like a quarterback.
exactly.
I like we all just felt disaster coming from this game, and it was just like I don't know. The NFL has just been like that all year, to be honest, with these shockers.
100%. Rick here, who was in the pregame, he'll have his Big League Chicago show coming up in a couple minutes. He said Bears fucking win, baby. That's pretty plain and simple. Sam on Facebook is going and saying the most complete game the Bears have played all season. A perfect team win. Guys, as you guys listen to Big League Chicago here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or YouTube and Facebook here live, guys, you can always join us on here. The link is on the comment section if you guys want to join us. Give us your complete thoughts about the game, the Bears victory, 33-14 against the New England Patriots on a national stage. I think finally, for the first time, the Bears on a national stage did not embarrass themselves. And I think that was another thing that we were worried about coming in. You know, we already had two previous national televised games. The second game against the Green Bay Packers, and last week against the Commanders on Thursday Night Football. I think we really needed the Bears to kind of like step it up and not be a national embarrassment. Well, they did a good job. I think they didn't do a good job. They did a great job. And now the momentum swings. Like, can they keep this momentum? Because I think this is the next step that's coming up, and we will talk about it in later shows during on this week. But the Bears have a tough test on the road against the Cowboys this upcoming Sunday on a short week.
Oof.
Can the Bears, Jack, find a way to keep this momentum heading into Dallas on Sunday?
I don't see why not. You know, I think when you look at it, you know, you got to be scared of Micah Parsons. You know, he's going to cause some havoc. He's going to make this D line offensive line look bad like it has prior to tonight's performance. I don't know. I think if Luke Getsy calls the type of game that he called today, with a little bit of uniqueness and a way that, like I said, with Fields and his running ability, keeping plays different and keeping people off guard, I think you can play into this game. I think Dallas has shown they've been in some close games. You know, yes, they got Dak back this weekend, and I can't even. Did they win this weekend?
Yes, they
Yes.
did. It was a close one.
They play.
Yeah,
Who, the Cowboys?
Dak came up. He showed out.
Oh yeah, no, they played the
Yeah,
Lions.
they demolished the Lions.
Oh, was it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they did. I don't know what
Yeah,
season it was.
I mean, and with that being said, it wasn't much from Dak in terms of one touchdown pass, 207 yards. Zeke was banged up, as I believe he left that game. He may have came back, but so these are things that are trending in the right direction for the Bears, but still a tough team, 5-2, Dallas. So we'll see what kind of goes on there. I mean, I think it's tough to say. You got to hope for another week in the positive direction, but you came out, you lost, played a good game in Minnesota, lost, had the chance of winning it. Then you come home, and really just play a stinker versus Washington. So it's tough to say. I do think the Bears have a chance. I'm still not going to pick the Bears to win that game, but I do think they have a shot. It's just they're just too inconsistent at this point for me to be confident in them coming into Dallas and causing some havoc like they did in New England.
No, for sure. I think the Bears are going to play a better defense, right? Obviously, the Cowboys are a top team in defense on the defensive side of the ball. As we got my boy Zay up here saying, "Let's go Bears." What up, Zay? I hope that you're doing well, man. And then also Jose goes and says we're playing a way better defense. Oh, we play way better defense next week, which is absolutely true. And the Dallas Cowboys. The one thing for sure, guys, is the Bears are tied for second. If that means anything, 3-4 with the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
And obviously they're heading down a different road. But let's keeping on the Bears.
If we said 7 games in, the Bears would be tied with the Packers, people would have killed us.
Nobody would have ever thought that, right? And it's crazy how, and that's the NFL for you guys. It's very unpredictable, and especially this year alone, it's been highly unpredictable. Minus like 2 or 3 teams, right? You expect that from 2 or 3 teams, not from everybody else in the NFL. But CP, I know we're probably going to have another show later on this week. I know you're going to hop on, but can the momentum be swung over from this performance on Monday tonight into Sunday at Dallas?
Definitely. It's all about establishing some type of confidence. I feel like when they do that, when the defense establishes confidence, Justin Fields does too. And yes, Dallas is a different beast than New England. Dallas has by far been the best defense in the NFL. And I'm not like expecting the Bears to win at all, obviously, but please put up a fight. Like, I don't know which Dak we're gonna get. We may if we get rusty Dak that we saw against Detroit, then I see no reason this Bears shouldn't have a chance. But I mean, if Dak comes looking like itself, then yeah, that game is probably gonna be a blowout.
No, for sure. And obviously Dallas are well equipped, right? From wide receivers to offensive line to running backs, even on the defensive side of the ball.
They're getting healthy.
Yeah, they're exactly. This is one of the I can't say the upper echelon teams in the NFC, but it's one of the top teams, I guess, by default.
Oh,
in the NFC.
By far. I mean,
yeah,
I know the
NFC,
Giants are
sure.
6-1, but I'm not going to crown them yet. I mean, but I look at it as Eagles and Cowboys. Like everybody else, pretty much looks awful, to be honest. I mean, the whole NFC West, I don't know what happened to them, and NFC South is horrible. Tom Brady should have retired 3 years ago, and yeah, it's only the Vikings, the Eagles, and the Cowboys right now that look like true, like worthy contenders. Everybody else is just all over the place.
No, yeah, definitely, and even you do say Minnesota, it's kind of like it's Minnesota because of Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's kind of like it's still
Cousins.
up in the air. Now, look, I know John over here, Negative Nancy, said that the Bears will not win a single game in October. Well, now he's wrong, like always, and now it's on to Dallas in a stretch where it's a kind of tough stretch. They got the Cowboys next, and then they have the Dolphins here in Chicago, and then they go to the Lions, and then they have the Falcons. We were talking about earlier that the season is lost, right? If somehow, some way, right? Let's all be positives, but let's all be optimistic. Let's all think positive here, right? Let's just do it for once, especially off of today's win. Let's just say that somehow, some way, the Bears end up winning 3 out of the next 4 games. Is the season still a loss, or is hope for how average the NFL and the NFC has been looking this year? Let's go with CP.
Oh, by far, that would definitely be a success. Like I said, the NFC looks awful right now. The Bears, they have a perfect opportunity. If they made the playoffs, I'm sorry, but it wouldn't shock me just based on how bad the NFC has looked. Like, no, there's no dominant. I mean, he only lost to the Vikings by a touchdown?
Yep.
Like, and they're 5-1, and everybody looks at them like they're good, but you got to remember it's still First Cousins. I'm not putting my trust in him, not just yet. And Jalen Hurts, he still has to prove it. Eagles are just a well-balanced team. I still don't think Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback ever. Like, I still got to see him like throw them into a game, like they fall behind and he like brings them back with throwing the ball or something.
You are right here with that one.
But the Bears, okay, they're what? They're 3-4 now.
3-4.
So they have the Cowboys next. Let's say they do lose that one. I do think they can beat the Dolphins, Lions, and Falcons. I know the Dolphins are getting healthy. Tua, is one windy blow of Windy City wind from getting another concussion, bro. Just another gust of wind. It's only a matter of time. So the Dolphins are, to me, they're all over the place. I'm not expecting the Bears to just get dominated by them. But after the Cowboys game, I believe the Bears can win the next three. The Jets, I don't know if they'll look the same by then. They're dealing with injuries too, although this ain't the same Jets team we're used to. So,
You're right.
but it also wouldn't shock me if the Bears pull off a win there. And then you got the Packers again. I think they'll come back. You know, it'll be at home. They got embarrassed in Green Bay. I'm sure the Bears are going to want to come back with that one. And then it gets tough with the Eagles and the Bills. And then you see the Lions and Vikings again. So
Right.
that's a very favorable schedule. Like, there are games like the Commanders that, you know, you're scared the Bears going to blow. Like, you expect them to win this game. And then there are games like tonight where they beat the Patriots. It's like, okay, damn, like, which one are you? Are you
Exactly.
Are you the Bears that screwed up against Commanders, or are you the Bears of today? We're going to find out in the next few weeks. But I
sure.
think it's very possible they can win the playoffs. I mean, get in the playoffs, finish with like a 9-8 record, something like that, and sneak in just because how bad the NFC is. I'm not saying because how good the Bears is, but how bad the conference is.
Jack, I mean, keep it going. Let me see if some optimism hits you after today. At least a little bit. At least a little bit, right? The Bears do win 3 out of the next 4 games. Can you see it? Is it able for the Bears to make some sort of a run and not make the season be a loss?
I don't know. I love that second half of that schedule with the Lions and the Falcons. I see these next 2 weeks. They're tough. They're tough matchups. I think you're really going to see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle expose some of our corners.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. I understand it. I love the optimism. I'm not there yet. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy. I'm not there yet. I can't.
You got every right to be until they put together like 2-3 straight wins.
But I will say, like 8, you know, I can see this team winning a little bit more than I had projected. You know, I think 8 and what am I thinking? I'm thinking 7 math.
There's some questionable games there.
I'm thinking 8 and 9. I'm thinking 8 and 9 at this point in the season. I'm thinking 8 and 9. That's truly where I'm at.
There's some questionable games. That's for sure. I mean, you still have the Falcons. You still have the Lions in there. You still have, you know, one more against the Vikings, and whatever, and that's and the Jets. Whatever Jets team you have, right? I mean, I know they were rolling. They won 4 straight or 3 straight, whatever the games they won so far. But it's you know, we may see anything can happen any given Sunday, however it may be. Let's go with the negative persons in here in this group chat right here with Jose talking about don't even start about the Bears and having this. He said no, they will not make the playoffs. They freaking suck. What did he say? He says don't let this win blind you from the truth. No, it's not. CP, he doesn't agree with you. This is just one complete game, which is absolutely right. He will be that guy. And we're not going to forget the other 6. We already said this. You know, we still got the Bills. We still got the Eagles in here in that schedule too as well. 3 tough. Let's be honest. 3 straight tough home games with the Packers, the Eagles, and the Bills in that particular order, along with the Cowboys and the Dolphins somewhere matched in between or before that too as well. He said, "Just wait."
Post-nut clarity. That's a good analogy.
It's just one of those, but it's. If we get these type of performance, why not, right? Like, why not believe? And anything can happen for our beloved Chicago Bears. You guys are listening to the Big League Chicago here on Facebook and YouTube. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And just always like and share all of our episodes, not only just ours in Big League Chicago, but also the JCA Sports Podcast, also Sports Strip Live, the EAFP Podcast. We're only getting bigger and better from here on out. And just always like and support us, just like CP, who's been our day one, believe it or not. And we got him right here once again in this post game. Not only we're doing the post game for the Bears, but we're also doing the post game of the Bulls too as well. Hey, Chicago just dominated Boston today as the Bulls dismantled. I guess that's the right word, right? Just literally beat down and bullied the Boston Celtics 120-102 in a game where the Bulls kind of needed this after the pitiful performance that they had against Cleveland over the weekend. I had both TVs on. I literally grabbed my TV that I had downstairs, took it upstairs to the living room, had the Bulls game on mute, and I had the Bears on the full blast, guys. I was that guy today. I loved what I saw from the Bulls today. Vucevic with the 13-23 and also Drummond too as well with a double too. This is what the Bulls need to be in order for them to make some type of havoc or noise or even contend with the big boys in the East. Now, they had a pitiful performance over the weekend in their home opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but this is the type of Bulls performance that I want to see all around. Good defense. They were down by 19, came back, swung it around, and ended up winning by 19. CP, what did you see from the Bulls, if you did, in today's game?
Man, first of all, shout out Io. Oh my goodness.
Oh
like,
my, ooh.
9 of 10, 4 from 3. Like Io is he looking good, man. I knew that was the right move starting him. Levine, he's still working back into those knees of his, so I'm gonna give him some time. Vooch, the 23 rebounds. That's what made me the most happy tonight because Celtics made 18 threes and we beat them by 18. That says a lot. That says we bullied them in the paint and we weren't settling for all those jump shots like we always do. Like it frustrates me when things aren't going, like they just keep shooting, like they just don't attack the paint at all. And I've seen Levine do it for so many years. That's why it frustrates me when he settles for so many jump shots. But DeMar, his usual self, Mr. Mid-range, no attempts from 3. That's fine. Just do your mid-range thing. I know what I'm going to get from DeMar. I know what I'm going to get from Levine. But Vooch, 7 of 19, that's not the best night, but the 23 rebounds is what matters.
Yep.
And we don't settle because I was expecting Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to just tear us up. But hey, Bulls caught me off guard. I did bet on the Celtics, so
yeah, for sure.
But hey, I'll take if they win. I don't care about the bet. I literally don't. Just like you with the Bears. I don't care. We got the W. That's all that matters to me. But I'm impressed with the Bulls. Hopefully, they could build off of this. And like I said, shout out Vooch and shout out Io. They deserve their flowers.
No, yeah, it was a great performance from the Chicago Bulls, especially how they ended the first quarter. Right, it just looked like it was going to be blowout city from the Celtics.
Literally,
from then on out, we literally had the same game from Saturday carry on over to today. But yeah, it was big. At the box score right here with me right now, Pat Will with 4 points, but he was great on the defensive end. And I think that if he can't have anything offensively, at least on the defensive side of the ball, be present, be available, be there, be disruptive. That was Pat Will all day, like you just said. And then 10 for 23, 10 points for 18 for 23, 10 offensive rebounds from Vucevic, Zach LaVine 119, and Ayo Dosunmu just 4 for 4 from 3, 9 for 10 from the field. And it was just a great performance. Jack, if you saw any of the game, man, this performance from the Chicago Bulls, this is what we need, or this is what the Bulls need to be night in and night out against inferior and weaker competition.
Yeah, no, I think as you guys were talking about it, and as we saw kind of in the playoffs last year with this team, they were out rebounded, and they were just, the other teams were much more physical than the Bulls. I think bringing in an Andre Drummond and finding that next gear within Vucevic, as we were seeing through the preseason, he was rebounding the ball a lot better. But 23 rebounds, we'll take that any night of the week. And your team's going to be successful if you have the ball, and that's what you saw in last year's playoff, is that you just never saw them with the ball, and you saw that tonight. And I think the resilience on home court to come out. Obviously they lost the first quarter, but come out and win the second and the third, and then keep the fourth close. Obviously, didn't matter. It's positives. It's positives, especially when you look at the two other big teams of this division, being the Bucks and the Cavaliers. And yes, unfortunately, this Bulls team did drop a game to Cleveland, but you got to stay packed and you got to win games, and handling Boston, their first loss of the season is a
Yep.
big win and a big way to build some momentum, especially for Wednesday night when they take on the Pacers in a game you have to win. And that's what was so
100%.
upsetting on Friday, losing to the Wizards. I never thought they should have lost that game. Yes, it was off of Bradley Beal, pretty much buzzer beating two that ended up taking it for him. But DeRozan with 32 points in that one, he carried the team. But you saw, and I think as you guys mentioned tonight as well, I will rip on him a little bit before I say some positives, was Patty Williams' minutes have just completely plummeted until, I think we saw him at like the high 20s to now 15 minutes a night. And you haven't seen the performance you would expect from him so far. I think he struggled in this one. He did play 24 against Washington and then only played
15 tonight.
15 tonight. And
Mhm.
then on
I forgot against Cleveland. I think he didn't even hit 20.
He played, where is it? 16 versus
16, yeah.
Cleveland. So I think, like we talked about coming into this year, it's going to be his progress being crucial for this team. If he can step up and be anywhere similar to the comparisons that he was receiving, like the Kawhi Leonards, and I can't remember who else he was compared to, but it would be helpful for this team, especially as we also mentioned, and like we said, this division's a great division,
Yep.
and this conference got a lot better. So winning games and staying with the 8 ball in front of the 8 ball is necessary for this team, and beating good teams like the Celtics is a great way to build momentum early in this season. As CP said, it is a little bit of a waiting game with LaVine. You hope after giving him the max that he will return to what we've seen in years past. But I don't know. I mean, 2 games into the season, it's way too early to start, waving the white flag. But
For sure.
we'll see. It all starts, I think, with LaVine coming out and being in that elite guard that we expect him to be, and then the development of Patrick Williams, and this team could really be something. I don't know if they're at that point where they can get over the hump and win a championship, but if they can take the steps in the right direction, I think we all agree we have the right coach and we have the right leaders in the sense of, DeMar, who maybe not leading with his voice, but leading with his play. You just build around that and continue in the right direction, and hopefully you can win some ball games.
Yeah, for sure. You got a 2.12 rebound performance from Drummond. I mean, that's what he's there for, just to get the dirty rebounds. A 7-6 performance from Dragic, 7.6 6 assists. Caruso doing his thing on defense, still also contributing 8 with 4 assists and 7 points. Minimal numbers from the bench, but the bench was a big key factor on turning this game around and turning this game on its heels when they were down big after the first quarter. We just complimentary basketball that we need, right? I feel like that's the key word for all Chicago teams, right? Complementary play. The Chicago Bulls look dangerous. They look good. They scored 35 points and kept the Celtics on check with 15 in the second quarter, and it was just over after that. And these are the type of performance that we need from the Chicago Bulls. Not only against just the superior teams and the inferior teams in the East, but also against the teams in the West, and also the bottom feeders of the East. Like this is the Bulls game, or type of Bulls game that we all need. Right, Pat Will starting off slow. Rumors had it that he might start coming off the bench. Maybe that's what he needs to step it up. Nothing is wrong with that. There's nothing wrong getting demoted, especially in the NBA. I feel like everybody gets demoted every once in a while from starting to the bench and coming off the bench and actually making a big difference. And maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he just needs a reality check or something. But
right. And I just want to say something. First of all, I forgot who it was, but somebody on here thought I was crazy for saying Chicago was better than Miami, and I still think they're better than Miami.
Yeah.
But based on what I've seen so far, I know it's super early. But against these so-called top teams in the East, they have their issues too. I don't feel like they're just these monsters that the Bulls can't compete with. The only one that makes me feel that way is Milwaukee, because they're so well organized and how they're coached and how Giannis just carries them and Holiday. they all just play tough. They're always going to play you tough, no matter who's on the floor. So yeah, Milwaukee's always going to scare me, but Philly has their issues. I feel like Miami has to have it going. Some nights they'll have it going, some nights they won't. But yeah, all those things. And then Boston. I saw what we did with Boston tonight. I'm not saying that's going to be that way in the future, but it showed you, like, it at least give you a recipe, you know. First, it says, like, what did we do last time? Let's try to do that again. Like, because like I said, the Bulls didn't like knock down hella shots. Like they only made like 10 threes, I think it was, while Boston made almost 20.
Yeah.
If you just like play people tough, like just take their soul, just come into the place like, no, you're not gonna bully us. I don't care how much size you have over us or like you have these amazing scoring guards. I don't care about any of that. We're Chicago. We're the Chicago Bulls. We are always come to play with heart. Let that be your guy, okay? Like, go into these games believing you have a chance. Don't go into these games like, oh no, another top East team. I don't like what Cleveland did to us the other day. Yes, it was Donovan Mitchell, but like seriously, like don't get embarrassed in Chicago like that. Like I felt better if it would have happened in Cleveland, but the fact it happened on our home floor like really irked me, and I hope the Bulls get them back for that.
Yeah, I think we see them soon. No, we see the Celtics sooner before we even see the Cavs. So
yeah,
you're right. The beginning of the season, still a long season left. There's still 70 some odd of these games left to get played. So hopefully this is a stepping stone of what the Bulls can really be. Obviously, we're gonna have some off nights. Nobody's gonna be perfect. We're not gonna have this every night. But this is to me, at least how I feel, the standard of how the Chicago Bulls should play night in and night out, or
right.
at least what 70, maybe 80% of the games that's left in the season. It's still giving you a good record and it's still going to be a good performance. And even if you play like this and you still end up losing, guess what? You at least you're competitive, you're in the games, and you're going toe to toe with hopefully with this performance against the big boys in the East and even the West, because the West they also have some monsters too as well. And
Yeah,
when you do face
the
them
West
twice a year, so I mean this is the performance that the Chicago Bulls should see, watch, repeat. Just basically like a shampoo. Just rinse, wash, and repeat all over and over again. And again, if they do, the Bulls will be great. I know it's a long season ahead of us, but
schedule is very favorable though. The
it
next
is. At
games
least in the beginning, it is.
Are against a lot of bottom feeding teams. So I think this is where the Bulls can get their record up there and
For sure.
push themselves toward a top 4 seed if they can just win the games they're supposed to win.
Yeah,
100% CP.
I think this team goes, they play the Pacers at home. I think they finish out with the Spurs and then the 76ers to finish out the month of October.
Who look horrible, by the way.
Say it again?
Who I said the Sixers, who look horrible, by the way.
Yeah. You always got to be afraid of Embiid, having a night. The Pacers, a team that's 1-3, a team that's in the division. You got to win those games. Got to make it count. And then I think a Spurs team that has jumped out to a 3-1 record, but a very winnable, at least 3 games, and a good way to get yourself catapulted towards the top of the standings.
Definitely 100%. You guys are listening to Big League Chicago here on Facebook and YouTube. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms too as well. And always like and share all of our shows, not just this show, but also 3 Up and 3 Down. Also, Only Football, the Only Football podcast, the JCA Sports Strip Live. Damn, we have a lot of shows, and it's hard for me to keep up with how many shows we have on this platform.
It's tough.
I'm about to say, how many is it now?
I think it's like 25, and it's just only 6 of us. So it's like...
Absolutely.
Still, as always, everybody's more than welcome, just like CP and on all of our shows too as well. So, and as always, like and share all of our shows too as well. We're gonna close this out. It's a great day. It's a great night. We're gonna go to sleep happy and excited, and not only, especially because of the Bears' performance, but also the Bulls just gave us, the Bears gave us the entree and the whole dinner plate, and the Bulls was just the perfect dessert to end off and cap off this perfect night. And I know what else would be a little side dish, but also exciting, a very good side dish. Also, Jack, the Hawks are actually on a win streak, man, and in this very young season.
It's been surprising. It's been actually, as I said with the Bears, and as I said, I am a very, I guess I've been negative, at least with Chicago sports. And the fact is, the last 3 games have been very positive for this Blackhawks team. They've found their groove. They're starting to mold under Luke Richards, who is actually playing a style of hockey that is hard fought, and the team's playing for the full 60 minutes. The week was impressive. They did respond well after dropping their first 2 games in San Jose, beating them, and then facing Detroit at home. A very interesting one, the home opener. Go down quickly 2-0 in that one early before the Hawks were able to respond, getting on the board with a can't say his name, Athanasiou penalty shot
Bless
before
you.
Detroit would end up um, before Detroit would end up adding one more from former Blackhawk Dominique Kubalik. But then the Hawks turned it on, scoring 2 unanswered in the third by Philip Kurashev and a shorty from Connor Murphy, sending the game to overtime with Max Domi looking off the stud Patrick Kane to go top shelf and send the home fans happy for the home opener. And then after that, they had the Kraken, the NHL's newest team from out of Seattle. Funny enough, I was actually flying out of Seattle the night Seattle was in
Nice.
town. But the Hawks would come in and win this one 5-4 in a high-scoring affair with 2 goals from Tyler Johnson, one from Jujhar Khaira, Max Domi, Jason Dickinson, a guy who was signed off waivers from, I believe, Vancouver, has stepped into this team immediately, playing 2 games, scoring 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists in those 2 appearances. As you see by the bottom ticker, the Blackhawks take on the Florida Panthers, a very good Eastern Conference playoff team from last year at the United Center tomorrow night. Should be a good one. Blackhawks goaltending has been actually an issue for this team. Backup goaltender Alex Stalock has actually been impressive for them, stepping up in the backup role and stepping into games. I believe he stepped into that Kraken game after Peter Mrazek was pulled. So Stalock has been impressive for this team, but as spending the limited amount of money that they did on 2 guys that are career backups, it's going to be an issue for this team throughout the season. I will like to note that Max Domi 3 goals in the 5 games. He's stepping in on that 1-year deal and scoring and being effective. And then Tyler Johnson, a guy who was struggling last year, I believe, with some neck issues that kept him out after coming over from Tampa with the Winners with 2 years ago's Stanley Cup final. He's been impressive. He's blocking shots. He's helping out. He's playing defensive hockey and he's scoring goals. So this team, the effort's coming from everyone, and that's kind of what it's going to take for a team that's built like they are. And that's the positive you can kind of take from it. I know the world, Vegas has this team picked second to last.
Right.
But I know people are starting to get a little bit more excited about what this team is doing, and if they can continue in the right direction, you'll see hopeful positive build. But the negative side comes out of me. It's still a long road for this team. They're not built for the 82 season that the NHL has, and I still struggle to find the confidence within this lineup, especially with rumors continuing to swirl of what the future of Patrick Kane and potentially Jonathan Toews exists going into kind of the middle of the season. But positives out of the United Center, positives out of the black and red for the Blackhawks. Hopefully things continue to look up. If you continue to fight hard and play a full 60 minutes, they're going to be competitive in these hockey games. Really, my only wish is to keep them close and keep it an entertaining style of hockey. And if that's the case, I think you'll have people at least watching and getting excited about what potentially this future could look like. But like I said, it's a team built of 1-year guys and solutions they found from waivers and cheap trades. So I struggle to see where this team's success comes in the long term, but happy to see the short term success to start the season.
When does the hockey show drop, Zach?
The hockey show will drop, I'm thinking, hopefully first week of November. I'm just finalizing the crew. We've got the name. It's going to be, I believe, Slot Shot Podcast, hockey podcast, giving you some NHL analysis some occasional beer league and adult league stories, some coaching stories, and anything just kind of involved that we can with the game of hockey that we love. Interviews and all of that from what we can give you. We're excited to get that one rolling here next month.
There you go. Another podcast added to the Star Six Media. Number
Another
50,
one.
number 50, whatever it is, or 57 podcast or whatever we have here, but we're just only growing and getting better from here as long as two as well. Yeah, you guys are listening to Big League Chicago here on Facebook and YouTube. We're live here. We're getting excited. We're excited. Bears won 33-14 against the New England Patriots on Monday night on national TV, along with the Bulls winning 120 to 102. Guys, cap it off. We all got to work in the morning. I know I do. I gotta go to sleep within the next 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I know, Jack, you got the 3 Up, 3 Down podcast again later on this week. Give us a little something from the World Series that's starting on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. I mean, the Philadelphia Phillies, they really walked into playing
Come
President
on,
Ball
Philly.
the mouth of September. Tony Football, the guy. What up, son?
What up? We did the 4 stars yet?
You do
we're
not deserve that
about to
name,
get
by the
there.
way, sir.
At all.
Relax. Let him be. He worked hard. Gave
Tony
a great
Football.
Chicago Bears post-game show on 780.
That's right.
So don't beat down on the guy. You know, he was interactive in the comments, and he was doing his job. So he is
Absolutely.
Tony Football as far as I'm
Thank you,
concerned.
Jack. Let him know, Jack. Let him know.
Quickly, as we were talking about Phillies Astros in what looks like on paper a pretty lopsided World Series. I think it's going to be a fun one. If Philly can compete, it should be an exciting series. We will have our World Series breakdown for you guys Friday. We do have an exciting interview coming out actually tonight with Brian Knight's Twitter personality for Chicago White Sox. It's a little bit of a Chicago White Sox 2022 therapy session. So if you want to hear what our
I
thoughts
need
are,
one of those.
Yep. So tune in. We will have that posted on all streaming platforms on the 3 Up, 3 Down, and we'll have that YouTube live, the YouTube video form of that posted on the YouTube channel. Should be an exciting interview. I enjoyed it. I know Alex enjoyed it as well. It was a very fun interview. We will be giving you guys live streams throughout the World Series. We'll have that planned out for you by the Friday episode. All you guys, as I've said, are always welcome to join us. We're shooting the shit, drinking a little beer, and talking baseball. Can't complain. But yeah, I mean, should be an exciting one. World Series kicks off Friday in Houston. Phillies, Astros, get excited. It's the Fall Classic. I know I am.
Jose, final word.
Ooh, final word. Chicago dominated Boston today. I love to see it. The Bulls beat the Celtics. The Bears beat the New England Patriots. It's a good day. It's a good day to be a Chicago sports fan, man, for sure.
That's definitely for sure. Like I said, we're all falling asleep just a tad bit more happy today than we would have any other day. We weren't embarrassed on national television. That's all I cared about. We won. We dominated. And that's it. That's all. 3-4. The Bears won. On to Dallas on Sunday. Obviously we're gonna have the JCA Sports Podcast later on this week. Only football coming on later on this week too as well. Jack just said 3 Up, 3 Down this week too as well. Sports Strip Live and the EAFP podcast also this week on their special days. We'll keep you guys posted. You guys make sure you just follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube. What do we have? Instagram, and what else do we have?
We got it all.
Here?
Twitch, Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah, we need our own private story on Snapchat. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that will be something to have and to witness.
Real quick, Eric. Real quick. I know. I should have said this is my final word. It was a great game. Let's not overdo it.
I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. Why do you have to bring us down, Jose? This is why I didn't want to bring you on. Let us be happy for the night, man. Damn.
Yes,
Let
be
me
happy.
have the show later on this week for you to be a little crappy ass, to be a little negative Nancy ass. We have our later on in the week, bro. We don't need it. Be happy that the Bears freaking won. It was a complete game. They dominated. We weren't embarrassed on national TV. Man, just keep the damn positive, man. Quit being fucking negative all the fucking time. You and John.
Look.
I'm glad he's not on either.
Look.
At least Jack admitted that he was happy today. Do the same
I'm
thing
happy.
too, man.
I'm happy
Come
to
on,
see it.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm
Just one
happy to
time.
see it.
One time.
I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it. You're right. I'll give the Bears the credit where credit's due. Great game, and we'll leave it at that.
Thank you. CP, what's up?
Man,
Oh
yeah,
man.
keep doing your Bears. You just gotta give them some faith, and they'll play better. You can't go into Bears games with Jose
Hey,
mindset.
Speaking of John, I guarantee you next week he's gonna say the Bears win by 50 because how much he hates the Cowboys.
That's the one exciting part I'm waiting for next week. You know, he calls them the Cowgirls for a reason, and this is going to be an interesting matchup for sure. And I just want to see if who is he really going to take, his Bear fandom or the Cowboys, simply because he didn't
Or
believe
his
that the
hate
Bears
for
were
the
going to win in
Cowboys.
October.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, you guys listen to Big League Chicago here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Guys, thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining us. Bears win, Bears victory Monday. We will see you guys on our respective shows later on this week. 3 up, 3 up, 3 up, 3 down with Jack. Only Football with Rick later on. Us on the JCA Sports Podcast later on this week. EAFP and also Sports Strip Live with Jose. CP has his own podcast coming up next week too as well. We're just growing, guys. This is what Star 6 Media was meant to be. Just to grow and have our individual podcasts and just watch us all become successful. That's what it is.
Yes,
As for myself, Eric Avila, CP, as always, my friend, thank you very much for joining us. Jack, thank you very much for hopping on. And negative Jose over there, man, just being just negative all the freaking time.
Watch
We
this.
will have an outro for our show, for this show, pretty soon too as well. I am trying to get ours for the time being. We will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. As always, like and share on our show. And Jose, you're not in it. I'll hit the outro. I'll see you guys later on the week. Deuces.
What a finish! Wow, that